Ruby, we're always, as human beings, we have this continual search, and it's always external to ourselves. And I find that I went through this phase of, I went to every tarot reader, every psychic, and anybody that anybody would tell me, go there, go to that baba, or go to that place. It's a holy place. And so it was this constant search outside of myself. So my question to you is, let's really talk about guruship. Like, what does that mean? Like, when you think of a guru, and when you just plain and simple, when you think of the word guru, what does that mean to you?
Guru is to me, and by the way, I searched too, and I was seeking too,
Yeah.
and I was seeking with the intention that what I knew, what I was seeing, I didn't believe to be true. So I knew there was another truth. So I was seeking for that because what was in front of me was just not the whole truth. So it was a very specific search.
Yeah.
And also when I was searching for myself or seeking, I didn't know myself at that time because it started so early. And I've gone to all kinds of channelers and astrologers and pundits and anybody who looked like somebody, a guru or anybody who seemed mystical enough or,
Yeah.
So the search was always, for me, it was always like, who am I as a soul? I didn't want my future to be forecasted. I didn't know how to, didn't want to save myself from situations.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know what's next. I just wanted to know, what am I doing as a soul? Is there something that I've forgotten? So I was looking for a very person who would enlighten me, and everywhere, and that was my search.
Yeah.
That because that anything less was not enough. Like, you
Yeah.
will get married, you will get divorced, you'll move to Canada, you will have this illness, you will have that. I thought, bullshit. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Yeah.
I want to know, and I don't want to save myself with the stupid remedies, wearing whatever, and I don't want to become more dressed up and more lost
Yeah.
in life and not knowing who the life maker was. I was always after the maker. So to me, a wise soul, a sage, enlightened being is one who can enlighten others, who knows their own role, who knows their own specifics, who knows how to move energy, how to play consciousness, who is not just the player but the director, producer, who gets to know their every role in consciousness and becomes and plays consciously. So every card is like you're playing life,
Yeah.
and you don't play blindly. And even when you look, you're playing blindly, you have pretty good sense why you're making the blind move. So that's what a guru is to me. That
See,
you
and
want somebody to recognize you.
Yeah, but
Right?
the majority of, I mean, you are so unique, and in that sense that you are already gifted with that beauty. But I would say the majority of us go seeking because we want to know when we're going to get married, and we want to know when I'm going to, what's going to happen with my job.
Yeah.
If you think of the most common questions as to why you go searching is, am I going to get this new job?
Yes.
How is my marriage going to work out? Or if I'm on the verge of a divorce, what will happen?
Yeah.
Like, it's almost this future search all the time.
Yeah. And for that, psychics and channelers and pundits or astrologers are probably good.
Yeah.
Because they'll help you or guide you along that.
Yeah.
Because you've already compromised yourself. You're no longer the soul. You're just a little helpless being who's searching and wants a little bit more in life, wants to fix maybe just a control over husband, control over job, control over money. Mother-in-law is a big thing. And then dogs and cats, and people come for all kinds of reasons. So if that is all what one wants, there's plenty psychics, there's plenty, whether it's astrologers, it doesn't matter what. You can get some remedies, you can actually do some. But if you want to know yourself in your totality and you want to live the fullest potential, then you have to actually find somebody who knows you.
Mm.
I also went to, in the beginning, Deepak Chopra came and many others came, and but it's so generic. It's like a Tylenol pill for everybody.
Yeah.
And then there were all kinds of bylaws with that.
Yeah.
That if you do this, then the law of attraction, then you create a
Of
vision
course.
board, then you paste the person you want or the job you want, a picture of that, and all of that in place. And of course, if you can't dip, you cannot be depressed, and you can't
Yeah.
be angry, and you can't be, because if you are, this won't happen.
Yeah.
So it's a great clause to have, So,
Yeah.
but what is it? It's as easy, if not simpler, to actually know yourself and then not be dependent.
On something.
Yeah, and not live life with fear, because when you have not come into your wholeness,
Mm.
there's always going to be unfulfillment. There's always going to be regret. There's always going to be some shame, some should I have done it, should I have not, so confusion, doubt, and all those things. And then frustration and anger because you know you can be better and you don't know how.
Maybe
So-
that's why, like, throughout my life, I think I've attended every single spiritual conference that has
Yeah.
come by my way. I've read so many books that even I don't even know how much I've read. But what would happen is I would go into these 2-3 day conferences, and then I would come out and I would be super excited, and I would be like, yeah, this is going to change my life. And, I know how to do it. I can feel it. And maybe 2 to 3 days, I would come home, I would be super excited for a couple of days, and then day 3 I would be back in my normal life again. And then all of a sudden it was like a week, 2 weeks, and I was back to the same situation again. And as you say that about, the message being so universal, and yet we've got such individual DNA and individual soul journeys, that how could I have left these conferences and changed my behavior? It just didn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, because we go there with a mindset, and it's set in stone, our mind, our belief systems. We don't recognize how dense and intense they are, our belief systems. Even when we say we are free, we are not. We are totally conditioned with heavy, like stone, rocks on our, in our psyche, basically.
Yeah.
And which have become really obstacles because you can't see anything new. So when we go to a speaker or conference like that, we actually, it doesn't matter what they're saying, we don't listen to that. We only listen to something that validates the belief that exists inside.
Yes.
And then you say, oh my God, he said it too.
Yeah.
Did you see on
I
page
knew
such
it.
and such? I knew it.
Yeah.
And I'm on the right path. So
Yeah.
you get excited.
Yeah.
And you get, oh yes, now I was right, so it'll change.
Yeah.
Or you may pick up a new technique from there. There's plenty techniques, okay? Now what happens is the technique is going to take you that far. When you're doing a technique, also there's a doubt that I've done 10,000 techniques. Well, it hasn't really plugged me in. It didn't get me what I want, because there's still some restlessness, still some annoyance, and I'm not feeling fulfilled. So the techniques that we developed, Inder and I, with Enlighten, we actually developed a technique that will simply plug you in, connect you to the state you are within seconds. And you, so this is your original space, to give you that reference point, because many of us have just lived through the mind. And why? Because actually we've been the nice part, we say that we gain knowledge through these books, but then this knowledge becomes, after a while, if it hasn't become a knowing, it hasn't melted, it becomes another belief.
Of course.
Yeah, then it becomes the biggest burden. So in my life, I had collected the books, and from sages and even mystics and mantras, and collected malas and collected idols and pictures. One day I thought, okay, if I'm going to have this collection, it's all outside me. This will never take me to me. This is probably not even me. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So you know what I did? I took one of the biggest garbage bags from Superstore, that dollar one,
Yeah.
or $1.49, the big hardy one, and I threw the big idols, I threw the books, I threw everything in it. I didn't want to say one reference outside, because I knew now I need to go. There's a time, this is the time I want to go inside. What I'm looking for is not outside. And I didn't know what would be inside. It was just a concept that time, or some knowing
Yeah.
that there's something inside. The script should be inside me.
Mhm.
What I need to do is inside me. So why do I need knowledge that I'll never use?
True enough.
Why do I need to carry the burden of information? It's
Mhm.
just information, Jimmy.
Yeah, true
We
enough.
both know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ruby, what's the most common question people ask you that is the most annoying to you?
Can you find my cat?
I lost my gold set, Ruby. Can you tell me where
Yes,
it is?
yes.
Yeah.
Some very shyly because they're scared that I may not want to answer. I may get upset. She lost a diamond ring and kind of bribing me that she'll give a donation to your organization if you help find the diamond ring,
Oh, that's
or
cute.
if you help me get money from my father's estate or from that legal conflict, or somebody offered a lot of money if I could actually make her mother-in-law disappear, and I said, disappear meaning like death, kill her. Yeah, she says, you're strong enough, aren't you?
Good,
So,
good heavens.
what would you want? She says, because she's the biggest hurdle in my life. Without
Yeah.
her, I can't be happy. I'll commit suicide.
Mm.
So I thought, okay, can you both be happy at the same time? I don't think so. I said, well, let's try. So actually, it's now 25 years
Yeah.
and like thousands and thousands of people
Mm.
later. But people are just trying to better. By better they mean little more control
Of course, of course.
over others.
Of course. Whether it's
Yeah.
control over the daughter-in-law, or the mother-in-law, the sister-in-law.
Yeah, sometimes
Oh,
my
yeah.
heart yearns for to have a real talk with a seeker who's just seeking for the sake of seeking.
Yeah,
And I do feel at that times I because that is my juice.
yeah.
But rest is actually still nice, but it's hard
Mhm.
because you don't want to keep repeating, because I don't have formulas.
Yeah.
I just have one go within.
You don't have pixie dust?
I could give a mantra. I swear I could do a lot of those gimmicks if I want.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know
Yeah,
that it's not going to work for them.
yeah,
If it's not in this incarnation, they'll be looking for a person like me in the next one.
of course.
So I'm just, when I'm ruthless and rude and short, that no, get to the point, let's do black and white, this is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually being kind,
Yeah,
because I don't want them to take medicine for their stress and
Mhm.
for life. I want them to enjoy the juice of life.
of course.
So if I have to be ruthless and saying, I don't want to see you for a while, I really want nothing to do with you, or whatever,
Yeah.
I feel that it's act of compassion.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's another question that comes to mind, but I think we'll talk about it maybe another day, which is around this give and take we do with God, like this game we play. Like, I will do 30 Sukhmani Sahib parts if you do this for me.
Yeah.
Or I will come and clean shoes here
Yeah.
if you do this to
Yeah.
me. So, yeah, let's leave that for another day. But
Yeah.
I would love to understand more of that.
Bribing God.
Bribing God, that exchange, that place. So thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.